The moments that challenge us the most are the very moments that define who we are. Being knocked down doesn't mean you are out of the game. It is how you rise after the fall that truly defines who you are. So, how do you find your courage to rise up after you are knocked down? That precisely, my friend, is why we are here. Hello, hello, and welcome to Over the Line, the podcast where we turn failure into fuel for progress. I'm your host, Martins, and today we are diving into an episode that is all about finding your voice in the midst of challenges. It is about how you can sink through your struggles, make your mark, and move forward no matter what life throws at you. Yes, you heard that right. Our conversation today is inspired by a powerful piece of music by Gary Barlow, and it's titled Sing. This song, with its uplifting lyrics, it's more than just a melody. It is a massive, and I mean massive message. A message that reminds us that even in our darkest moments, we can rise, find our voice, and inspire others by so doing. So, first, let's consider the background and give credits as required. The song Sing is a song written by the British singer and songwriter Gary Barlow and the British composer Andrew Lloyd Webber. And this was performed by a number of artists assembled by Gary Barlow from across the Commonwealth. And it was to commemorate the Diamond Jubilee of Queen Elizabeth II of the United Kingdom, as we popularly know it. The track was released via the digital download and CD on the single on the 28th of May 2012 and was performed as part of the Queen Elizabeth II's Diamond Jubilee concert. Of course, we all know that the celebration actually happened on the 4th of June 2012. And the song Sing is a message, of course, that brings to mind that in our darkest moment, we can rise and find our voice and inspire others and ensure that we'll bring a message of hope and life and well being to others around us. So, what are the lessons? What are the messages one can pick from that? I believe it's a very inspiring song. You may want to go back to it and just listen and take in the message. And that's what I want us to consider today. There are about seven lessons, seven messages I think we can pick from that song. And the first of them is about the power of personal expression. You heard me right. The power of your personal expression. And I say this way, express your dreams and not your fears. How do you come to a place where you find yourself, even in the midst of your struggles and setbacks and challenges and the things that life is throwing at you, and you find a way to still express your dreams in the midst of all of that and not your fears? Because the tendency for us humans is to begin to make choices based on our fears and not our hopes. But those who have been able to shine through struggles and sink through them in our world, that we popularly know, and those around you, and even in some seasons of your life, it's those times when you are able to count on your personal expression and refuse to allow your voice to be sunk by the struggles. So some words, they can't be spoken, they can only be sung, the song said. Think about that for a moment. There are times in life when words just aren't enough to express what is in our hearts, what we're truly feeling, whether it's joy, pain, hope, despair. Sometimes the only way to truly express ourselves is through actions, through doing something that embodies our emotions in a positive way. Even when the emotion seems to be negative, we channel them to positive actions because of the choices we've made. And some words cannot be spoken, they can only be sung. For some, it is through arts. For others, it is through music. And for many others, it is through the pursuit of our dreams. It is through the pursuit of your dream. In the context of our lives and struggles, singing symbolizes the act of finding and expressing our true selves, especially when words fail. When we face setbacks, when failure seems to be the only outcome, it's easy to feel like our voice doesn't matter. But it does matter. And that is why, even in the face of failure, we must find a way to sing, to express, to act, to keep moving forward. Gary Barlow's lyrics reminds us that there is a place, there is a time in this life when we need to sing what we are feeling. It's not about having the perfect words, you see. It's about, having the courage to express what's inside of us, to stand our ground and to be heard because you do deserve to be heard. And why? Because the world is truly listening. And so remember that you can have a space in the midst of the struggle for personal expressions and channel your emotions in a positive way, that you are chasing your dreams and not choosing based on your fears. That's the first lesson that we have captured. That words may not be able to express what you're truly feeling, but you can sing, you can act, you can choose to pursue your dreams even in the midst of the struggle. And that leads me to the second lesson, the second message, the second point I think reminds us in the midst of our trying to manage our failures and make progress at the same time. And that's the second point, is finding your feet, standing your ground. When you've received a few blows here and there in the school and the University of Hard Knocks, you find your way back. When life throw you a curveball, you find a way to keep your feet squarely on the ground and you stand your ground. Now, this might sound easier said than done. When you are in the middle of a struggle, finding your feet and standing your ground can, you know, really feel like the hardest thing in the world. But my friend, here is the truth. The moments that challenge us the most are the very moments that define who we are. I think that bear repeating. You need to think about this again. The moments that challenge us the most are the very moments that define who we are. So, you have probably heard of people who have faced insurmountable odds, who have failed spectacularly, publicly, only to rise again stronger and even more determined. Why? What do they all have in common? They didn't let failure silence them. That's what they had in common. They refused to allow failure to silence them. Instead, they found their voice, stood their ground, and they kept moving forward. So, if you will stand your ground, find your voice, and keep going forward, you realize that nothing can silence you. You will still find your voice to keep going. Take Steve Jobs, for example. Jobs co founded Apple in his parents' garage and turned it into a revolutionary company that transformed personal computing. I mean, of course, it's a common story, but it bears repeating. It bears repeating. It's good for us to refresh our minds and inspire ourselves with such story. But you remember in 1985, after a power struggle at Apple, Jobs was ousted from the very company he had helped to create. He was shown the door out. For many, such a public and personal failure will have been devastating, but not for Jobs, you see. Instead of giving up, Jobs founded Next, a computer platform development company, and later bought and revitalized Pixar, that brings about the animation studio. Both ventures played critical roles in his comeback. The company Next Technology became the foundation for Apple's future, and Pixar's became a major success, creating a legacy in animated films. So you see, when Jobs returned to Apple in 1997, he did so with a renewed vision and purpose. Under his leadership, Apple launched groundbreaking products like the iPod, iPhone, iPad, ultimately becoming one of the most valuable companies in the world. Job's story is a powerful reminder that being knocked down doesn't mean you are out of the game. The fact that you are knocked down today does not mean you're out of the game. It is how you rise after the fall that truly defines who you are. So, what about you? What's your ground? Have you found your ground? What's that one thing that you are passionate about, that you know you are meant to do, even if you are facing setbacks right now? What is it? Define it. So find it, stand on it, and don't be afraid to let your voice be heard. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. To help you find that ground, to encourage you to rise to your feet. Find your feet, stand your ground. Because if you refuse to stay down after that knockdown, you will rise again to the next level. That brings me to the third lesson from that song, and I keep returning back to Barlow's lyrics. And that's about being definite and being deliberate. He said, sing out louder, sing it clearer. Sing your song louder, sing it clearer. It's a definiteness of purpose and being deliberate, being definite and being deliberate, being specific. In Barrow's lyrics, he urges us to sing it louder, sing it clearer, knowing everyone will hear your voice. And that's the operative word. Knowing everyone will hear your voice. They may not hear it today, but they will someday hear it. There is a powerful message here about overcoming the fear of failure. So often, it's the fear that holds us back, the fear of being judged. Yes, I know people will say what they like to say about what you put out there when you are a creative and all that. It really doesn't matter. The fear of being judged, the fear of being rejected, of not being good enough. But we give it, when we give in to our fears, you see, we silence ourselves. We silence our potentials. When you are definite and deliberate, you move past your fears and cross over the line into your bold life, which is why the Over the Line podcast is there. Cross over the line. Move past your fears and do what you were put on the planet to do. Just do what you can today, and what you can do will find a way to line up, and you realize in time you are able to do all you need to do to make your dream a reality. But what if, instead of letting fear silence us, we choose to sing louder? What if we made the conscious decision to express our ideas, our dreams, our true selves with clarity and confidence, no matter who is listening or not listening? What if? Now, research in psychology shows that one of the best ways to overcome fear is to face it head on. It is called exposure therapy. Exposure therapy. By gradually exposing ourselves to the things we fear, we can desensitize ourselves to, you know, to those fears and reduce the anxiety that they cause. This concept applies perfectly to overcoming the fear of failure and to being deliberate and decisive in doing what is next for you to do. The more you put yourselves out there, the more you sing your own song, your own unique song, and the less afraid you become. Now, consider Henry Ford, the man who revolutionized the automobile industry. Before he founded the Ford Motor Company, Ford faced several business failures, and that's what you don't often hear. His first two automotive ventures ended in failure, leaving him financially strained and doubting his ability to succeed. And I want us to pause here and the doubt, the self doubt in your ability to succeed. That's one of the biggest thing of failure. You've got to understand this and make sure you rid yourself of this thing of that self-doubt that come after a setback. If you can rise over your self-doubt, you can always pull out the potentials left in you to move forward. So but what did Ford do? Ford didn't let those failures define him. Instead, he learned from them, refined his ideas, and continued to push forward in definiteness and in deliberate ways and in specific actions. So when Ford finally succeeded with the Model T Ford car, he didn't just create a car, he created a movement. It will surprise you to see how much impact you make with a single action. It's like throwing a pebble into a lake, into water, and then you see the ripples just spread out to the ends of to the entire pond, and to the entire lake, into the entire river. When we're children, one of the fun things I love to do is to just go by the riverside and throw pebbles into water and just see the ripples go out. A single action can create a ripple effect that spread across a wide body of water. A single action on your dream can create a ripple effect across the globe. Henry Ford created a movement, not just a company. By implementing assembly line production, he made cars affordable for the average American and across the globe, transforming transportation and industry in the process. Ford's perseverance and willingness to keep singing his vision, even after multiple failures, led to a monumental breakthrough that changed our world. So, when you sing out louder, when you express yourself fully and authentically, something amazing happens. People start to listen. People start to listen when you sing louder, when you express yourself fully and authentically, something amazing begins to happen. People start to take notice. They begin to listen. They hear your message. They connect with your story. And suddenly, you realize that you are not alone after all. Your voice matters. Your story matters. And by sharing it, you are not only overcoming your own fears, but you are also inspiring others to do the same. You help other people to overcome their own fears also. So that's great. So we've seen how that if you sing, you bring your power of personal expression to bear, you stand your ground, and then you are definite and deliberate in the process. You overcome your fears, and that brings us to the fourth lesson in that song: making this moment last forever, building a legacy in the process. Sing it stronger, Gary Barlow says. Sing it together. Make this moment last forever. Sing it stronger. Sing it together. Make this moment last forever. I'm almost reading it almost like, you read a piece of poetry, and it's so powerful. This lyric speaks to the power of unity and legacy. It's not just about singing your song, it's about doing it in a way that leaves a lasting impact, that builds something bigger than yourself. Let's look at Sam Walton, for instance. Sam Walton, the founder of Walmart Corporation in America. Walton didn't just build a business, he built a legacy. But his journey was far from easy. Walton started with a single store and faced numerous challenges, including losing his first store due to a lease dispute. So, but he didn't let that stop him. He learned from it, he adapted, and he moved forward with even greater determination. And that's what we're talking about in the midst of every setback and every struggle, every challenge and every failure. You find a way to go forward. Walton's story is one of perseverance, is one of innovation, is one of unwavering commitment to his vision. He didn't just want to build a store, he wanted to create a company that will provide value to people on a massive scale. And that's exactly what he did. Walmart became one of the largest and the most successful retailers in the world, not because Walton was not afraid to fail, but because he was willing to take risks, learn from his mistakes, and keep pushing forward. So, like Walton, we have the power to build a legacy, whether it is in business or in our personal lives or in our communities. We can make a lasting impact by staying true to our vision, by singing our songs, and by doing it together. Finding a community, a supportive community you can work together with to make things happen, not because of yourself, but because of the larger community. Committing to a cause that is bigger than yourself. When we come together, we sing it together, we amplify our voices, we strengthen our impact, and we create something that lasts far beyond ourselves. That is the essence of living. So leave a legacy. You may be wondering, me? Yes, you. Yes, you. I'm sent to you. And so the fifth lesson is about conquering our fears, standing our ground, and keeping our faith. Keeping faith in our faith. That's the way I like to put it. Gary Barlow singing about conquering fears and standing your ground and keeping your faith. And it is true in the sense that conquering fear isn't easy. It wasn't easy for Steve Jobs. It wasn't easy for Henry Ford. Neither was it easy for Sam Walton or anyone you know, or any time you've been through that process. But they did it anyway. And I'm sure you are here because you've been able to just stand your ground to some extent. I'm here to encourage you, to help you to keep keeping on. Keep faith in your faith. The keep is to keep your faith, to believe in your vision, in your voice, in your ability. Believe in you, in your ability to overcome whatever obstacles you face. There will be times when it feels like the world is against you, when failure seems inevitable, you see. But it is in those moments that you must stand your ground, keep the faith, and sing your song even louder. When you think you are down to your last ounce of strength, you muster strength again and find a way to rise and keep faith in your faith. Remember, the world is listening, and it is not just listening for success, it's listening for authenticity, for passion, for perseverance. It is listening for the voices that have something real to say, something that can inspire, uplift, and bring hope. So don't be afraid to make some noise. Find your voice, stand your ground, and sing your truth with everything you've got. So that's the fifth. And the sixth is a lifetime to wait. Seize the moment. It may take a lifetime, but just keep going, season after season, session after session, one try after another. But just make sure you keep going. A lifetime to wait, he said, but seize the moment. The lyrics from Gary Barlow's song Sing says, to sing, we've had a lifetime to wait. These lyrics touched on something profound, the idea that sometimes it feels like we've been waiting for a whole life, a whole lifetime, for the right moment to express ourselves, to pursue our dreams. Does it feel like you've tried all you can, you've been looking for the break, you've tried, and it looks like it's been a lifetime of waiting for that to happen? To take a leap of faith. But there is something for us to think about here. And here is what we need to think about. There's never a perfect moment. The right time to sing, there's never a perfect moment to act, there's never a perfect moment to move forward. The perfect moment is now. Write that email, make that call, take that risk, do what you need to do. Take a risk on yourself at this time. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking, I'll do it when I'm ready, or I'll wait until the time is perfect. But my friend, there's never a perfect time. Life does not wait. While others may be waiting, life keeps moving. Opportunities come and go. And if we spend too much time waiting for the stars to align, we might miss our chance altogether. So don't miss your chance, my friend. Steve Jobs once said, your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life, he said. He understood that the moment to act is now, and that waiting for the perfect circumstances only delays the inevitable pursuit of what truly matters to you. Jobs didn't wait for the perfect moment to return to Apple. He seized the opportunity when it presented itself, and in doing so, he changed the world. Henry Ford didn't wait until the opportunity to return, to create the automobile industry. He pushed forward with his own vision, even when it seemed like the odds were stacked against him. And because he did, he changed not just transportation, but the industry and the industrial world as a whole. We all have a lifetime to wait, but that lifetime is passing by each day. The key, therefore, is to recognize that the time to act, the time to sing is now. Don't let the fear of uncertainty hold you back. Don't wait for the perfect moment to create. Seize the day, find your voice, and sing your song. Because in the end, it's not about how long we wait. It is about what you do with the time when it looks like you're waiting. Waiting actively, doing something while you're looking for the right opportunity. Just keep developing. And right now, in this moment, you have the power to make a difference, to take that step, to sing out loud and clear. So don't wait, just sing. That brings me to the last point, you see, the last lesson we look at. We've looked at the power of self expression, finding your own song to sing, and finding your own ground, and even in the midst of struggles and challenges, you find a way to make sure you constantly stand your ground, and you're not afraid. You're definite and you are deliberate, and you continue to push through in the challenges, and then you reinvent yourself in the process, and you seize the moment and you keep going. But now a time comes when you just sing. That's the power of the present moment. You just sing. You seize the moment and you take it and you do what you need to do with it. So, as we wrap up today's episode, I want to leave you with this thought: just sing, just express yourself, just keep moving forward no matter what challenges you are faced with. Because your voice matters, your story matters, and the world needs to hear it. Whether you are building a business, pursuing a dream, or simply trying to navigate life's challenges, remember that you have the power to overcome. You have the power to stand your ground, to conquer fear, and to build something that lasts. So, remember, it may look like you've got a lifetime to wait, but if you will continue to sing your song, stand your ground, no matter how challenging the struggle might be, you'll come to a point where you see that your world is listening and you are making some impact. And eventually, you are creating a world with others in a community to live in a legacy that is way beyond you. So I'll say thank you for tuning in to Over the Line. And if you enjoyed today's episode, I'd like to ask you to share it with someone who might need a little inspiration. And ensure to click the like button and the share button, and make sure you press the notification button so that when next week come your way, we produce anything, you can immediately just get a notification to know that we've done that for you. Because you are at the heart of why we exist, to help you come over the line and do remarkable things with your life. And remember, no matter what obstacles you face, my friend, keep singing, keep moving forward, because the world is listening and your voice can make all the difference. Thank you again for tuning in to Over the Line podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, please share it with someone who might need a little inspiration. And remember, no matter what obstacles you are faced with, keep singing, keep moving forward, because the world is listening and your voice can make all the difference. Until next time, I'm your friend Martins, calling you to raise your standards in your core relationships, in your career, and in your calling. Till I come your way again, keep raising the bar of performance you can, because you are. Bye for now, and God bless. Remember to subscribe and share this, and hit the notification button so next time you will receive notification of the new episode. I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.